So you want to be a Nuggets fan? First off, congratulations. You're about to go down a path with heartfelt moments, high caliber talent, endless amounts of belief, all to be let down in one way or another. In all seriousness though, this is an incredibly fun team, with some of the NBA's most promising talent, and one of the NBA's most unique all-stars the league has ever seen. Welcome to the start of your Nug life. Let's dig in. A brief history lesson is in order to properly introduce you to the team that plays a mile high. Don't worry, we'll go quick. The Nuggets were founded in 1967 as the Denver Larks before they joined the American Basketball Association, but renamed just before the start of the season to the Rockets. This would be their name until '74 when they officially changed their name to the Denver Nuggets and joined the NBA in 1976. A nugget being a reference to the gold that brought so many miners and people to the beautiful state of Colorado. The team has been one of the most interesting for many years, and they continue to grow as a contender for the 2022-23 season. Looking at the bigger picture, it's easy to say that the Nuggets have done nothing in the NBA. Sure, they made a run in the ABA, but that's about as impressive as the Lakers' bubble title. They've never won a championship, they've never made it to the finals, and have made only 4 Western Conference Finals appearances. Yeah, real winning environment over here. But all of that's to say is the best is yet to come. I know there were a lot of negatives in there, and if you've already thought about jumping ship and running to some soulless winning franchise, I guess I can't blame you. But man, is there so much to love about this team. Let's keep the history lesson going. What have the Nuggets accomplished in their over 55 years as a team and over 45 years in the NBA? Well, after joining the league, the team won their first 2 division titles. Sure, it didn't amount to anything besides a quick run in the playoffs, but the tone was set that this franchise could win. At some point. Maybe. Please. The first team in NBA history to upset a 1 seed as an 8 seed. The only sports franchise to come back from 2 3-1 deficits in the same playoffs. A back-to-back MVP and the only MVP to come from a Taco Bell commercial. A team that literally strikes gold in the draft with late first-round picks. And at this point, it feels like we do it every year. This team hasn't won anything. Yet. But you can see the pieces falling into place year after year. I'd like to call us innovators in certain regards. Mainly in creating teams that did one thing and did that one thing well. Score. The early Nuggets teams were going out night after night scoring 110 plus in a league where 100 was an accomplishment. They were doing it routinely, which prompted many fun nicknames, like the Denver Nuggets, since our D was nowhere to be found. If you're coming to this team looking for defense, don't worry, all of us still are. But the high caliber offense keeps our eyes glued to the TV. Those classic 120 to 119 wins won't make any coach happy, but that was the winning formula in the regular season. The real pioneer to that offense was the winningest coach in Nuggets history, Doug Moe. His philosophies can still be felt in every Nuggets team that's come after, and his name is one of the few that adorns the rafters at Ball Arena. The number 432 waves proudly for the amount of wins he achieved in his legendary career with the Nuggets. Run first, ask questions later. That same game plan is what took the George Karl-led Nuggets to 10 consecutive playoff appearances. Karl believed that we had the best home court in the league, and he was right. In the 402 games that the Nuggets played at home over that 10-year span, they won 300 of them. Some years only losing 8 games at home. Winning at home is something we do, so attending games is always amazing at Ball Arena. It's such a special place with passionate fans. Passionate, but very honest. If the team is playing poorly, there's a good chance the stands may not be full. But as of late, that arena is going crazy game after game. And those of us who did stay year after abysmal year are some of the most passionate, loyal, loud, and masochistic crazy people on the planet. Because some of those years were disgusting. But we stay for the love of the team and the love of the players. With names like Dave the Skywalker Thompson, Dan Issel, Dikembe Mutombo, Fat Lever, Mohamed Abdul-Rauf, Carmelo Anthony, Chauncey Billups, Allen Iverson. Yes, that Allen Iverson. Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and Nikola Jokic. This team has had talent walk up and down the halls. And most of those names mentioned were and are Denver Nugget draft picks, proving how amazing our scouting teams have been over the years. What makes me love this team? Well, it's the players and the culture that's been established over the past 10 years. After we lost our superstar in Carmelo, the wheels stayed on the bus for a little, but once they fell off, it was all downhill from there. We lost so many games. But all of that changed once Denver embraced its incredible center. The man who couldn't go without a Pepsi and junk food. The man who couldn't jump more than 2 inches off the ground. The man who could handle a ball like a guard. Pass better than any guard. A basketball IQ that was unmatched. Stretch the floor with his shooting. He is the stretch mark 5, Nikola Jokic. And for basketball purists, this could be the reason alone that you follow this team. A player like no other. He can pass, shoot, rebound, steal. His defense is sneaky good, and he's becoming more of a leader for this Nuggets team. His efficiency continues to break advanced metric records. You know, the kind that lead to wins. But those are just nerd stats that some people just can't seem to understand. Nick, right? He, alongside Joel and Giannis, have revived the big man role that many thought was dead with the rise of the scoring guard. The offense runs through our center, and it's a thing of beauty to watch. He may not be the most flashy with dunks, blocks, or deep threes, but the eyes on the back of his head and signature sombor shuffle are more than enough to drop your jaw. Today's NBA is changing. The early 2010s were dominated by the super team. If you wanted to win, you needed superstar appeal and money to spend. The NBA was ahead of the pay-to-win model, and some teams used this method to pay for rings. So many of the past titles feel soulless. The teams were made up of players who rushed to the siren sound of championship and joined LeBron, Durant, or Curry. Teams weren't bringing up their talent anymore. The pressure to produce winners got to many teams, but it never rattled Denver, as it started becoming clear that they had a superstar in Jokic. They went out and found a supporting cast for him. Jamal Murray, out of Kentucky, was the perfect dynamic guard that could shoot and turn nothing into something. They developed a chemistry that felt so seamless, you'd think that they were out there telepathically communicating. Their two-man game has become one of the most deadly in the league. Taking chances is another thing that makes us different. Michael Porter Jr. was said to be the no-brainer first overall pick in the 2018 draft, before his back surgery. A surgery that would scare a lot of teams away from him. Well, we took that chance, and now it's paying off. He's a deadly shooter with a stroke as pure and smooth as butter. He can score like crazy, and when all three are clicking, this team is unguardable. This team has been such a rewarding experience for the lifelong fans who always believed that this team could do it. That we didn't need the flashy lights. We didn't need to bring over a superstar by trading away our entire future. We believed that we could build and establish our own style of basketball and win with it. Win with the pieces you selected and fostered into amazing players. This feels more like a family than a team. I've watched Jamal have the highest highs and the lowest lows. Watching him step onto the court after his injury brought tears to my eyes, and a feeling I've never felt in sports. That moment meant so much more, because that is our guy. These are our guys. We have been labeled as a whiny city who feels like our voices are never heard. Our stories are never told, because we aren't LA. We aren't New York. And that's okay. While they drool over the Warriors and Nets and whatever player they think can get them likes and views, we'll be right here, getting win after win. Year after year, we will struggle, we will argue, and god damn it, we will fight until we can proudly say the Denver Nuggets are our NBA champions. So, you want to be a Nuggets fan? What are you waiting for? It's going to feel that much sweeter when we can tell everyone, I told you so. Thanks so much for clicking on this silly passion project of mine. I love basketball with all of my being, and every bit of that love and passion goes towards the Denver Nuggets. I just want an outlet where I can share that love with everyone else. I'll be making more Nuggets-related videos in the coming days, so if you'd be so kind as to give me a like and maybe even a subscribe, It would mean a lot. I'll be here every step of the way with all of you. Have a great day. Don't forget to tell someone you love them, and let's go Nuggets.